Hey guys, good afternoon. Okay, I was gonna make a video about this and then I realized I'm actually addicted to going live on Facebook. So this is the first time that I have ever even attempted to crack open the can of this topic, but it has been on my mind and it's come up in so many conversations that I had to come in here and share it with you. So this is the absolute biggest self-sabotage that I see in this business, and it's going to look a lot of different ways. And so you can kind of listen to the scenarios and see, some of you are probably going to be like, oh, that one's me. Or some of you may say, that other one's me. And then some of you may say, this doesn't apply to me. If this doesn't apply to you, that's awesome. Okay. So here it is. Okay. I don't even know how to frame this, because I a lot of times have like an analytical way of displaying the conversation, but this is basically it. It's the self-sabotage of feeling unworthy, and it looks a lot of different ways for a lot of people. So let's say that your business is going super, super well, and you had a member stacked in your downline. Hey, Jen. You had a member or lots of members stacked in your downline, and you feel unworthy of that volume. And so you are hesitant to even commit or like have ownership in your team because you have been stacked. Okay. That's one thing that you might feel. Another option for like feeling unworthy is if you have a huge producer in your downline, like maybe you haven't personally enrolled a lot of people, but you have like one person who's produced and like done a ton of stuff, and you feel unworthy of their volume because it's their like huge volume, right? Hey guys. Okay, so that's another option. That might be if you identify with that. Okay, so then the other side of it is, and probably more people would land on this side because like everyone kind of, I think we all would, and our ideal self say, I would love to have a big producer in my downline, or I'd love to be stacked. But so other people might be on the other side of it, which is like, it's okay. So basically the overarching situation is we have to spend the time analyzing where credit is due because we don't feel worthy. So the other side of it is basically we feel the need to have credit, or we feel the need to have like everyone know where it's actually coming from if we feel like we did it. So like for some of you might identify with the temptation to be like, I am the only one working in my downline. Nobody else in my team is doing anything, like kind of that, like I'm the only real leader. I've heard people say these kinds of things before, like if only my team would get their act together, or if only they would do this and that, right? So that's kind of the credit and worthy. And so, or the kind of credit and worthy feeling on the other side, not feeling unworthy, but still kind of the same root of needing to know where the credit is coming from, right? And so a way that this might come up is if someone ranks in your downline that maybe wasn't a producer, and maybe they were stacked, like maybe they were, they had a big producer in their downline or something, and you feel the need to actually let everyone know where that came from. Like, oh, well, they, like, just so you know, they wouldn't have ever ranked if so-and-so wasn't there, or if I didn't do this or that, or if I hadn't gone and taught those classes, or, you know, kind of that attitude. And so it's like this need for everyone else to know where the credit is actually coming from. I would love to know if you guys are feeling like this is helpful, because I feel like for me, this is all coming together to actually realize that the same issue is in both situations, whether you feel unworthy of what you have in your downline, or you feel like credit is like such a big deal. And so what I've seen is, and even in myself at certain times, I get in this like chasing my own tail situation where I'm literally like a puppy and I'm chasing my own tail, going around and around trying to decide where the credit came from. Like, who really deserves the credit for so-and-so ranking or me ranking, you know? Because for some people, it's they're excited about themselves ranking up, but then they're like, but did I really deserve it? Because if so-and-so didn't do this, then I wouldn't even have it, right? And then for other people, it's like that person ranked and if it weren't for me, yeah, it's all ego, exactly. And so we spend time chasing our tail, i.e. we spend time analyzing where the credit is due, because deep down we have a need for validation that we are worthy. And it comes from a structural, foundational lack of belief. If we need validation in an area, then it usually comes from the fact that we don't have confidence, which means we don't actually have validation in that area. So if it's worthiness and it's credit, like that means that we have to go back to the basics of, are we worthy and are we not, right? And if we truly believe and know we're worthy. So here's the thing. Both situations come from the same root issue. One is totally different than the other, but it is all in a mindset of judgment. And judgment, I heard one time, I'm sorry if I'm distractible. I hope you guys can follow this because I feel like this is such a worthy topic. I was at CrossFit and I was sitting there after the class complaining about the fact that I couldn't do a pull-up. And I was like, all these girls, like, they're just so good at pull-ups. And I'm like a year in and I can't even do a dang pull-up. I'm just so whatever, like speaking negatively. Very rarely do I do that, but that was, 3 years ago or so. And Nate, one of my friends at CrossFit, he said, Bethany, was that a statement of grace or judgment? This makes me want to cry. And because it changed everything for me. Is this a statement of grace or judgment? And it was a statement of judgment, and I realized that I was judging myself the same way I was judging other people. And it can't be two at once. It's not they are mutually exclusive. So either we're living in grace or we're living in judgment. In grace, obviously you guys know judgment would be the whole what we just talked about at the beginning, like the situations of they got stacked or I'm stacked or whatever. That's living in judgment. But in judgment breeds criticism. And so the opposite side of that, and I have a little boy trying to break in my room. The opposite of that is grace. And grace breeds gratitude. And so when whatever we focus on is going to manifest and grow, right? So if we are focused on gratitude and growing grateful for what we have, like let's say you are in the situation where you have a mega producer in your downline and you feel you have in the past felt unworthy of their production in your downline. That is an opportunity to, instead of go chasing the tail saying who gets credit, it really is because of me, finding worthiness and all that, it's an opportunity to say, wow, I'm so grateful. I don't have to spend time analyzing where credit is due because worthy is already there, right? But I can spend time being grateful for what I have, and that is going to manifest actually more than more of what we want, right? And so what we focus on grows. We all know that. So why are we spending so much time spinning around in circles trying to figure out where credit is due? And I know that it's not rank specific because I have seen people at the very top of companies do the same thing, like saying things. And I'm sorry, guys, you can probably hear him trying to break in. I'm gonna yell to him for just a second. Hey, Moses. Hey, I'm doing a video really quick. Do you mind going downstairs? Okay, I'll help you in just 1 second, okay? He's hungry. Thank you, buddy. I have to lock my door because otherwise they come bursting in. Basically what I'm saying is I've seen it all across the board. There are people at the very tip top of companies that are like, I have so-and-so in my downline who is they make a statement like they're only there because of what I have done for them. And while that very well may be true, they may have never enrolled someone in their whole life. Why is that even a relevant topic? Why are we even bringing that up? Because the point is, I'm grateful that this could bless them. I'm so grateful that they're experiencing health, wellness, purpose, and abundance, right? It just seems to be one of those things that is applicable to us all, no matter what situation we're in. Because even, let's actually go a step further, and I feel like I'm a little bit dragging this out, but I have to say it. Let's say that your downline isn't booming and you're not having the temptation of feeling frustrated because you've been stacked or because you have a producer in your downline or because nobody else is doing anything and you deserve credit. Let's say that there's nothing happening and you're living in judgment of yourself. like that is also going to produce the same thing, which is nothing, because you're spending your time chasing your tail trying to figure out like why you're not growing, and it's a judgment mindset instead of grace mindset. So anyway, it's just been something that I've been thinking about a lot, and I wanted to share it, and I thought about making a video, but you guys, on live video, there's like a magic that happens that I feel like I can feel your energy, and I know that's so insane. I don't know if it's insane. I like can see the hearts and stuff, but somehow I feel like we're in this moment together, and I feel like if I mess up on a live video, it's okay, versus like if I were to make a video and then I'm like, that doesn't make sense, I gotta start over, and then it takes way more time. So anyway, grace mindset in the video versus judgment too. Anyway, okay, have an awesome day, and I'm just really grateful today. I'm just really grateful. I have so much to be grateful for. So, all right.